Manchester United controversy, 6 talking points. Manchester United salvaged a vital point in dramatic fashion as they drew 1-1 with Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium thanks to a stoppage-time equalizer from Rasmus Højlund. The Red Devils, who looked set for another dismal defeat in what has been their worst-ever Premier League season, were spared at the death after a match full of drama, controversy, and missed opportunities. The result, though not ideal, gives United a slight momentum boost ahead of their crucial Europa League semi-final against Athletic Bilbao on Thursday. Here are 6 key talking points from a tense afternoon on the South Coast. 1. Amorim's risky selection fails to deliver. Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim has often spoken of his willingness to experiment with kids as the club's Premier League hopes continue to fade. However, with a Europa League semi-final looming, Amorim opted to field a strong starting 11 against Bournemouth, including senior players like Bruno Fernandes, Rasmus Højlund, Kobbie Mainoo, and Harry Maguire. Despite the star-studded lineup, the team again failed to perform. United showed little cohesion, struggled to create clear chances, and were once more undone by a lack of defensive organization. Amorim's strategy, aimed at building momentum before Thursday's clash with Bilbao, backfired as his team failed to collect 3 points for the 6th straight league match. 2. Defensive calamities cost United again. If there is one consistent theme throughout United's campaign, it's their shambolic defending. Bournemouth's opening goal was yet another reminder of the Red Devils' ongoing issues at the back. A poor pass from Luke Shaw left Patrick Dorgu under pressure on the left flank, where he was quickly dispossessed. Adam Smith picked up the loose ball, crossed into the box, and Evanilson's header fell perfectly for Antoine Semenyo to smash home. United have now conceded the first goal in 21 games this season, an unacceptable figure for a club of their stature. Their insistence on playing out from the back despite constant errors continues to baffle fans and pundits alike. Unless Amorim can resolve these issues, Thursday's semi-final could become a nightmare. 3-point VAR chaos. Adams avoids red. One of the most controversial moments of the match came when Bournemouth midfielder Tyler Adams flew into a reckless challenge on Alejandro Garnacho. Initially shown a yellow card, Adams faced a VAR review, as replays showed both feet were off the ground and studs were exposed. Despite this, VAR upheld the yellow card, sparking outrage among United fans and former players. Roy Keane didn't hold back, labeling the tackle assault and criticizing the Premier League's leniency. Supporters echoed his sentiments online, questioning the consistency and safety of refereeing decisions in the league. 4. Evanilson sees red in similar incident. If Adams' tackle was controversial, Evanilson's sending off only added fuel to the fire. The Bournemouth striker had initially been shown yellow for a 2-footed challenge on Noussair Mazraoui, but saw red after a VAR review. While Evanilson's challenge looked reckless, replays suggested he had slipped before colliding with the defender. Despite the apparent slip, VAR prompted the referee to upgrade the card, leaving Bournemouth to play the final moments with 10 men. Fans were left furious, branding the officiating standards embarrassing and questioning the consistency between Adams and Evanilson's incidents. These decisions could have significant ramifications as the season draws to a close. 5. Antoine Semenyo impresses again. Antoine Semenyo once again proved to be a thorn in Manchester United's side. The Ghanaian winger, who has been linked with a summer move to Old Trafford, scored his 2nd goal against the Red Devils this season, having also netted in Bournemouth's 3-0 win at Old Trafford. Semenyo's explosive pace, sharp finishing, and work rate caught the eye again, giving United's defense a torrid afternoon. With 9 goals and 4 assists this season, he's quickly becoming one of the league's most consistent wide forwards. Amorim is reportedly a big admirer of Semenyo, and with potential departures for Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, and Antony, the Bournemouth star could be a viable summer target. 6th, Højlund's timely equalizer. Much has been made of Rasmus Højlund's struggles since his £72 million move from Atalanta. Heading into the game, the Danish striker had scored just 3 Premier League goals all season and hadn't found the net in his last 6 games. His lack of confidence was evident throughout the match, with minimal touches and no attempts on goal. Yet when it mattered most, Højlund delivered. In the 96th minute, with United, he also hadn't scored for 6 games on the trot, amid a horrific period for United that has seen them fail to score in 3 of those matches. But Højlund bailed United out when it mattered, with time running out against Bournemouth. The Denmark international had endured a terrible outing and hadn't had a shot all game, until he scored with his first effort in the 96th minute. While there will still be question marks over whether he is good enough to play for United, he certainly sent a message that he can score important goals in important moments ahead of their massive game on Thursday. Peter Schmeichel defends Andre Onana amid ongoing criticism at Manchester United. Manchester United legend Peter Schmeichel has jumped to the defense of under-fire goalkeeper Andre Onana, insisting it would be unfair to single him out amid the club's worst Premier League campaign in over a decade. Onana, who joined United last summer as a high-profile replacement for David de Gea, has faced intense scrutiny throughout a turbulent season at Old Trafford. Since arriving from Inter Milan, the Cameroonian has endured a rocky spell in goal, with a number of costly mistakes raising doubts over his credentials as United's number 1. While some fans and pundits have pointed to Onana's inconsistency as a major factor in United's struggles, Schmeichel believes the goalkeeper is being unfairly targeted. Speaking to TalkSport, the former United great stressed that the criticism directed at Onana must be seen in the context of a club in crisis. It's been a difficult year. It's been a difficult year for everyone, so singling out anyone, I think that would be very, very wrong, Schmeichel explained. Just look where Manchester United are in the Premier League. The players are not having the greatest time. Manchester United currently sit in the bottom half of the Premier League table, and despite a change in manager with Ruben Amorim stepping in, results have continued to falter. The team is set to post their worst league finish in over 10 years, marking a dramatic decline for one of England's most storied clubs. Onana's performances have certainly drawn headlines, with several high-profile errors influencing key results. Most recently, he was dropped by Amorim after a poor showing in a draw against Lyon, with his return to the starting 18th coming in a losing effort at Newcastle. The debate over his place in the team has continued to intensify, and reports suggest that United are considering signing a new goalkeeper in the summer. Still, Schmeichel, who knows the pressures of being the last line of defense for United better than most, emphasized that playing for a club of Manchester United's stature comes with a unique set of challenges. I try to explain this to people. Why is it different playing for Manchester United as opposed to any other club? He said. We have a broadsheet newspaper in Denmark that doesn't have a sports section, but they still carry Manchester United's results, and not just a little line, but in an article. The Danish legend pointed out that the scrutiny United players face extends far beyond that of most other teams. If you're any other club, or most other clubs, you don't have that. You don't have all the fringe, non-sporting papers reporting on your games, and that is where the pressure is. Every single thing you do in a game of football will be reported everywhere in the world, Schmeichel continued. He went on to highlight how mistakes made by United players, especially goalkeepers, are magnified on a global scale. If you make a mistake for so many other clubs in the Premier League, they might just be in the newspaper the next day. But you're not going to talk about it tomorrow or the day after, he added. Despite his struggles, Onana continues to enjoy the support of his current manager and some within the club, but the mounting pressure could lead to changes in the summer transfer window. For now, Schmeichel's words serve as a reminder of the immense pressure that comes with playing for Manchester United, and the need for patience during one of the most difficult seasons in the club's recent history. Ruben Amorim hints at Marcus Rashford's Manchester United future amid summer shakeup. Marcus Rashford's future at Manchester United has taken a new twist, following comments from manager Ruben Amorim, who hinted that the door may not be completely closed on the England forward's return to Old Trafford. Rashford, 27, joined Aston Villa on loan in January after falling out of favor under Amorim, who took over mid-season in a bid to steer United through a transitional phase. The move came after Rashford was frozen out of the squad in December, prompting speculation that his time at his boyhood club had come to an end. However, in a recent press conference ahead of United's Premier League clash with Bournemouth, Amorim appeared to soften his stance, suggesting there may yet be a path back for the academy graduate. All the players on loan will return, and then the club will decide what to do at the end of the season, Amorim said. When you put a player on loan, the best thing is for them to perform. All these loan players have talent, and they have to put that on the team. Rashford has enjoyed a revival during his loan spell at Aston Villa, contributing 4 goals and 6 assists in 17 appearances across all competitions. His performances have impressed Villa manager Unai Emery, who has increasingly relied on Rashford in key matches, even deploying him ahead of Ollie Watkins on occasion. The loan deal includes a £40 million option for Villa to make the move permanent, and initially, United had looked prepared to cash in as they looked to raise funds for a major summer rebuild. But Amorim's latest comments leave the situation more open-ended than previously thought. The talent of Rashford, the talent of Antony, they all have talent, he added. We are really happy because if you put players on loan, you want them to perform. That is good for us. Alongside Rashford, United currently have several high-profile players out on loan, including Jadon Sancho at Chelsea, Antony at Real Betis, and Tyrell Malacia at PSV Eindhoven. Amorim made it clear that each player's fate will be considered individually, with their form on loan playing a key role in shaping the club's summer strategy. Despite the manager's more conciliatory tone, Mirror Football reports that Rashford has ruled out returning to Manchester United and is also not interested in staying at Aston Villa on a permanent basis. Although his contract runs until June 2028, Rashford is reportedly seeking a new challenge. He has ruled out a move to a London-based club and is said to be interested in playing in the UEFA Champions League next season, with a move to Spain among the possibilities being explored. United's need to raise transfer funds further complicates the scenario. The club is actively preparing for a busy transfer window and is already in advanced negotiations to sign Wolves striker Matheus Cunha, with the intention of activating his £62.5 million release clause once the window officially opens on June 1st. When asked about Cunha, Amorim refused to comment directly. I could say this is a conversation for the end of the season, but I have an idea that is clear because we need to do things early. I will not say anything about Matheus, because if I say one time I will have to comment on every situation. I am focused on this season, and even the next few games could change our plan for next season. For now, Rashford's future remains uncertain, hanging in the balance between United's evolving transfer priorities and the player's own ambitions. Whether he stays, goes abroad, or forces a rethink from Amorim, the coming weeks are sure to be decisive for both Rashford and the club where he made his name.